Hello everyone! Alrighty, I'm going to be talking about the option, how to tell if a tooth is left or right, on the mandibular, lateral, and central incisors. The mandibular central incisors are the smallest teeth in the mouth. The mandibular lateral incisors are bigger, wider, and longer than the central incisors. I'll start by talking about the mandibular lateral incisors. Their root structure is a little slightly curved to the distal side of the tooth. The lingual side of the tooth is more convex or concave. On the lingual side of the tooth, on the mandibular lateral incisors, they have greater facial curves. The facial side of the tooth is more curved than the central incisors. And the lateral incisors have crowns that tip more distally in the mouth. So the mesial side of the tooth is more squared off. The distal side of the tooth and the crown is more tilted towards the distal side of the tooth. And how to tell left and right on those. When you have them in the mouth, their crowns will point distally, and the crown tips will also be turned a little bit distally. Depending on looking straight at the tooth, you would be able to tell. On these mandibular anterior teeth, the cervical line crests are slightly towards the distal side also. The cervical line crest is located right at the, I believe it's located right at the root and the crown. And so now we'll talk about the mandibular central incisors, which are the smallest teeth in the mouth. They are very hard to differentiate between left and right. And again, all their root structure is a little straighter, but is also curved more distally. And I was reading in our PowerPoint, depending on the tooth, whether it be left or right, I'm not sure how to say this word, cingulum is twisted distally. The cingulum, as I thought I learned correctly, is the little curvature in the crown right here, right before the root. When comparing the two, the cingulum is ever so slightly turned towards the distal side. I've got these switched for you too. But they're just so slightly turned on the distal side. And then talked about their cervical line crest being actually towards the distal. But the cingulum, I think, is going to be your best bet on differentiating between left and right central incisors. And they are more squared off on the mesial and distal sides of the teeth, the distal side being a touch more round. Anyway, I think that's it. I find this stuff very hard to talk about because I don't feel that I'm learning it very well just by reading about it. So hopefully all my questions will be answered by all your videos. Thanks for watching.